Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Conduits channel. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to do a divine masculine reading for you so we can look and see what's going on in our favorite person's life to peer into, right? We love peering into what's going on in the divine masculine's world. Now, your divine masculine might be a male or a female. Masculine, in the sense of how we're using it with twin flames, does not mean anything with gender, okay? It is all about energy, positive and negative polarity, and you share a connection with your divine masculine that isn't like it is with anyone else in the world, okay? We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. You have masculine and feminine energy, or positive and negative polarity energy. So does your twin flame. But with the two of you, you and your divine masculine share a polarized energy at the level of the soul, okay? Positive and negative energy is part of the blueprint of life. And you're going to see that dualistic paradigm in everything. And it's important to understand it and do a little bit of research on it, especially when you find yourself on a twin flame journey. Twin flame journey is very unique. It teaches us about these energies, which are extraordinarily important and fundamental to your ascension. That's why our twin flames show up in our life, is to kind of kickstart or catapult us into this awakening process. And when we awaken, we are awakening from the illusion of duality. There is a reconciliation of opposites that takes place. Now, this is a large subject and it encompasses a lot of information, and we would be more than happy to go into more depth with that with any of you that are interested through either our one-on-ones, which we have available, through our group calls, or our soon-to-be released course on twin flames, which is going to go in depth into, how this all works and why your twin flame kind of kickstarts this process for you. But you are what we would call the divine feminine in this connection. How do we know that? Because of the way you experience the connection. Okay, positive and negative polarized energy experiences this differently. You are the divine feminine, or the receptive energy, and your divine masculine is the positive or generative energy. And again, there's a lot to unpack there, but that's just kind of a little bit of a taste. It's just important in these readings for those of you that are kind of new to understand, at least these basic fundamentals in order to kind of know why there's a polarization that takes place, why the runner-chaser phase starts, and why you are considered the divine feminine in this, and that it has nothing to do with gender. You could be male or female. Okay, it's all about the energy, okay? So, at the bottom of the deck today, we have King of Cups, or King of Goblets, okay? So, this is my tarot deck, my Del Tarot deck, and it's pretty cool. I like it. I don't know, it's pretty interesting. But some of the cards might be called something slightly different, so I'll explain that to you along the way. This is King of Cups, though, and it's King of Cups in reverse. So the overall energy for this reading today is going to be that there is, it's an overall negative energy, okay? Not negative and positive in the same way that we were talking about a few minutes ago. Negative in the sense of, you know, kind of bad, right? Like there's, again, duality. We have good, bad, happy, sad, up, down, left, right, hot, cold, male, female. You see what I'm saying, right? These are all manifestations of duality. Okay, so in this situation, we're talking about a negative situation where your divine masculine is dealing with somebody who's quite abusive. They've been stuck in an abusive paradigm, maybe with multiple partners. A lot of this has to do with their own energy, and there's a lot of emotional manipulation taking place and has been for a while, probably from both sides of the equation. And you, divine feminine, may be getting kind of like sucked in and like kind of exposed to some of this emotional manipulation and negative energy from your divine masculine, who is mixed into or entangled with a karmic situation that is kind of dragging them down. But they've attracted it for a reason, because there's certain energies within themselves that need to be looked at and, you know, matured and grown through in order for them to reach kind of a higher plane of existence and a better experience in life. Your numerology number for today is 5 and 1. Okay, so you have 6 with that, 51 or 15. All right, so let's get into this reading here. For recent past, we have Ace of Discs. So this is Ace of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. So there's a lot of greed. There's financial issues. There's definitely some emotional debt, something karmic that is kind of playing itself out in your divine masculine's experience. Karma is an interesting word and oftentimes misunderstood. We do not have karmic debt in the same way that sometimes people reference it as. Like, we're only bound by what we believe ourselves to be bound by. We're only bound by our own perceptions and systems of belief, patterns of behavior, and our limitations of knowledge. And these are all things that can be overcome at any point in time. We're not ever stuck anywhere. We don't have to go through things the way that we go through them. We do go through things the way we go through them, though, because we get what we need in order to evolve, because the universe is always trying to create balance and harmony. So if there are any parts of ourselves that are out of alignment, the universe is going to give us a lot of experiences to help us get back into alignment. But it's always a choice, right? So changing our paradigm, changing our perspectives, changing the way that we look at things, changes the way that the universe brings reality to us. Okay, so you're kind of always driving the car, so to speak, right? Like, you're always choosing the destination, whether you're doing it through a conscious understanding or through ignorance and lack of knowledge. Either way, you're still driving that vehicle. So your divine masculine has got a lot going on. You could say that's just teaching them some lessons about where they need to come more into alignment, and maybe choose people in their lives that are a little bit more in alignment. But that will happen when they become more in alignment, right? Because then we kind of shed these layers and we start choosing better, you know, situations and better company. So in their karmic situation, we have Queen of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. Now, I always check the back of these cards to see whether it's upright or not, because you cannot, as you can see, you cannot tell if this is, you know, upside down or right side up. But on the back, the skull is an indication of whether or not it is upright or in reverse. So this is upright, okay? So we have 5 of Cups and Queen of Discs. The person or people that they're dealing with have a lot of great aspects, good qualities, right? We all do. We are all kind of a mixture of both, right? Depending on where we're at in our journey. Our goal is to become at one with ourselves, to become in alignment, which is an integration of those shadow aspects, and to escape the illusions of duality. But most of us in the world don't even know what am talking about right now. Like, there's just a complete lack of understanding about the fundamentals of how the universe works and our relationship as a soul to it. Most of us don't even realize that we are a soul. And so we're kind of coming at it from a disadvantage, right? Because the world is sort of ruling over us only because we have not learned that we are the true master and then taken control through knowledge, which gives us power and tunes us into our birthright. But we have to wake up to that. So your divine masculine is in a situation that is very much asleep. Their karmic people that they're dealing with are very much asleep. And your divine masculine is kind of still asleep, right? So there's a lot of misconceptions out there as to whether or not the divine masculine does go through an awakening. They absolutely do, but it's not going to look like yours, divine feminine. It's going to be experienced and processed, and it's going to appear from a 3D perspective to be different. Okay, it's by design that way. Okay, so no need to worry about it. But you can definitely see how this is affecting them on a negative level. Now, with Five of Cups kind of coupled along with this, there's definitely a bunch of loss and regret. There's just an overall feeling of kind of sadness with your divine masculine in their current lives, or in their past life situation, because this is past, but it's bleeding into current. Okay, so past always bleeds into current, current always bleeds into the future, and really past, present, and future are kind of all happening simultaneously, but that's a whole nother level of understanding that we won't get into right now. Your divine masculine and the people in their life are not, like, there's a lot of codependency there, is what I'm getting from these cards. The inability to be able to trust oneself, but seeing the good aspects of those that are around you and how you can use and manipulate and gain from those things. It's like a mixture of appreciation and also like some selfish greediness there. They're using each other from both sides of the coin. So your divine masculine is using these karmic people, and these karmic people are using your divine masculine. So there is gain there, but there's also a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot that is just taken, a lot that is unappreciated, and there's just kind of a big sense of entitlement there. Like, I deserve this, I should have this. It's all coming from a very deep-seated place of lack and a need to control and to, like, just get what they can. So I don't know, some of you may be dealing with a divine masculine who has been involved in maybe drugs or kind of a lifestyle of really just making poor decisions, and maybe using substances that are contributing to that. Or they may be in a relationship with someone that is doing that themselves, and your divine masculine is actively trying to rescue them. It could be that your divine masculine is the one that is suffering from addictions, and their karmic is codependent and enabling and, you know, kind of seeming like they want to rescue them from it, but in actuality making it a lot easier for them to stay in this state than to get out of it. So codependency, a lot of sadness, using each other, but not seeing it as using each other, right? Manipulation, but not necessarily seeing it as manipulation. It's all coming from very base, lower chakra feelings of lack and like a need to extract energy from those around you rather than being the wellspring of that on your own. Very low energies over here, okay? Toward you, Divine Feminine, in recent past, we have both of these cards are in the upright. So we have 2 of Swords and 3 of Wands. So toward you, there's a very different perspective and energy that your Divine Masculine has had toward you. I don't think that they've ever experienced an encounter like the one that they've had with you. The energy behind it was different and surprising from your Divine Masculine's perspective. They were taken off guard by this feeling and not quite sure how to process it or trust it. And that feeling of safety that came along with having met you is something that your Divine Masculine was just not comfortable. I was going to try to light that, but I'm going to melt my nails if I do. They were not comfortable because they knew they were so out of alignment with it. Like it really highlighted that they had a lot to work on. And that created, like at first it was an extraordinarily peaceful feeling being around you, and they were drawn to you with a magnetism that they had never experienced before. But after a period of time, you know, ego, fear, that awful energy of lack that they've been used to came back in, and that voice in their head kicked in, and they didn't feel like they could sustain or that they were even worthy of that. So they just was like, I can't let my guard down. And so they ran. I can't let my guard down. I have to run. This is, you know, sometimes people will not allow themselves to love or be loved because the prospect of losing that love is so terrifying that they would rather never experience it. They'd rather cut it off before it has a chance to blossom and evolve. And that all comes from poor self-esteem and a lack of self-worth, which your Divine Masculine definitely seems to be experiencing, you know, at this stage of development. Currently, okay, now we're going to move into kind of more current energy. Okay, so this is also upright, and we have 6 of Swords. So they realized back here that there was a time to make a decision and maybe some time to compromise in their life, right? Like they needed to maybe shift gear a little bit. But the idea of that scared the crap out of them. And so there's a temporary period of running that you have experienced with your twin flame. But now at this stage, they are, I guess, you know, it's kind of like when something is new or you have to make changes in your life. At first, it seems really difficult or hard, but then you kind of settle into it. The changes that took place from your meeting with them, they've had some time to like percolate and to like sit on this energy and to evaluate themselves. And so they're not so raw with it now, which is giving them some clarity actually, which is a good thing. They need this clarity. And they're starting to realize that maybe they need to shift gear in life. Maybe they need to do something differently than they have before in the past. Some of your Divine Masculines may feel like doing something drastic is the answer, like moving to another country or moving to a whole different state, completely starting over, just getting away from it all. I feel that energy coming through very strongly for some of your divine masculines. Others, it may be that they've got to get out of the current situation that they're in, go through a breakup, get into a new job. They just feel like they need their surroundings to change because they feel like they can't get healthy in the environment that's made them sick. Now, when done incorrectly, this can be an illusion, because if we don't recognize that it's not the environment that made us sick, but us in the environment not knowing what we need to know about ourselves, and then creating a bad environment, then we will go from environment to environment to environment, place to place to place, relationship, job to job to job, and keep creating the same circumstances. And when we're externally focused, we think, oh, the world is just constantly shitting on me. But we don't realize that it's like the common denominator is us. And so your divine masculine is going through these changes, but I'm not sure yet if your divine masculine has recognized the source of the problems, because the fact that they feel that they need to move, get away from it all, makes me think that maybe they haven't quite figured out that some of it isn't just environment, that they're thinking that it's the environment, but that it's that if they don't fix what's going on within them, then they'll go to a new environment, a new job, a new relationship, and they'll create the same circumstances, because it's their energy that is the output, right? And then, circumstances are the result, the effect. They are the cause, and the circumstances or environment are the effect. So we have both of these are in, okay, oh wait, sorry. This one's in reverse, this one's upright, okay? So this one right here is upright, and this one is in reverse. So we have 4 of discs in reverse and 2 of wands in the upright. Hopefully that's not annoying to you guys for me to explain this. I just want you to know what you're looking at. Some of you guys don't care and you just want to hear the message. Others of you that are into tarot, I want you guys to have that information so that you guys can interpret it on your own as well. So with 4 of discs in reverse, there's an energy of super serious lack and vulnerability. That is still lingering, which I suspected that it was when I was back here. This was going to bleed into the current situation. They do not feel, they really, really do. This is pointing hardcore toward a new job and a new home environment, just like this card is. So kind of recap here, because I think it's important. The karmic situation is nasty and ugly, right? They're very insecure. They're going through some stuff. Lack mindset, lack mentality. They meet you, and there's like this glimpse of hope, but they don't even know why or where it's coming from. It's just something on an energetic feeling level, which has drawn them to you and then caused them to subsequently run. Then they kind of settle into that and have done a lot of self-reflection, and they realize change is needed, but maybe they're focusing a little too much on the outside, thinking the outside is going to cure the problem, when in actuality it's an inner change that needs to take place. And so I'm seeing confirmation of that in this card right here. Change, new home, going to a new job. They think that that's going to deliver them from their situation. Now, that doesn't mean it wouldn't help, right? A fresh start is always a good thing. It can be. I guess sometimes there's definitely situations where it may not be, but most of the time a fresh start gives us a clean slate, an ability to start over. And sometimes inner change is a little easier to tackle in a new environment, but we have to understand that inner change needs to take place and not just blame the environment. So your divine masculine's taking a good look at that right now. And then with, 2 of wands along with it, they are choices. They are really looking at what their options are as far as change goes. They're kind of maybe a little bit in limbo too, like, should I wait for a little longer? Should I make a change right now? When is the right time to do this? I think there's some confusion on your Divine Masculine's part as to the timing. So that could create a little bit of analysis paralysis with your Divine Masculine. But they definitely are really heavily leaning towards escape of this situation. Whatever that situation is, you'll have to look at your Divine Masculine situation on your own and kind of use your own discernment there. But they definitely know, they just don't know when or how necessarily to make that happen. But they're recognizing that it does. Now, sometimes just in the choice to make a move and to leave and go into a new relationship, or to leave and go just to be single for a period of time, or go from one job to the next, or maybe moving to a whole new location and starting completely over from scratch if they can. That right there does instantly, in a way, create inner change due to the fact that it was an inner change that kind of prompted the outer change. Again, this is something that I don't think that your Divine Masculine is completely cognitively aware of, though. It's more instinctual for them, subconsciously being pulled and drawn in certain directions. They may have like 3D stories as to why they say, well, I'm doing this because of this, or I'm doing this because of that. But they may not really see the root cause below the surface clearly yet. Now, toward you, we've got Ace of Cups and 10 of Cups. So, well, it's quite across the spectrum there, right? So we've got a very loving feeling coming toward you, Divine Feminine, from your Divine Masculine. They feel at home and at ease in your energy. Even just the energy of reminiscing or thoughts of you is a calming experience for them. Now, they may vacillate back and forth in those moments of thought about you between ego and that peaceful feeling of home, which is the soul, that kind of tapping into that inner wellspring of love. That's where love comes from, is from within, not without. But then ego kind of kicks back in and kind of pulls them into thought patterns that feel uncomfortable, and they're having a hard time untangling themselves and differentiating between those two states. That's duality manifested within, okay? But toward you, there is a very beautiful, nostalgic, calming feeling just because of the experiences. That, again, this is all energy for them. They don't really know why, but both of these cards have such a strong indication of feeling loved and supported and nurtured and understood. And they feel these feelings not just from you, but toward you as well. And again, that's going to, if there's an imbalance within them, which there is at this point, there's still an imbalance within them, that's also going to conjure up feelings of fear. Well, I want to love and nurture and take care of this person, but I failed so many times in the past, I don't even believe that I'm capable of it. Or, I've been hurt so many times. What if this person hurts me? I can't let my guard down. That's all egoic stuff that is coming from that kind of split state that your Divine Masculine is experiencing. But this whole journey is causing them to wake up to, right? Again, it shows up differently for your Divine Masculine, but they're still going through an ascension just like you are. And their feelings towards you are very, very strong, and they come from a very pure place. No, they may even be running from you at this point in order to, what they would describe as, protect you from themselves, right? They love you so much that they don't want to subject you to what they know that they're capable of. Although it's these karmic situations that have drawn that energy out, they may not feel that they may not feel that they trust themselves to give you or be able to give you what they know you deserve. And so because they care about you, they don't want to subject you to the drama and the issues that they know that they still have to go through. That is a very real thing. Sometimes people don't run, like as divine feminines, we oftentimes think that they're running because they don't love us or they don't care, right? Because that's our own insecurities that come out in these situations of not feeling lovable or fearing that we're not lovable. But it's not for that reason at all. It's because they got a lot of problems and they don't want you to have to suffer as a result of things that they feel that they need to go through. So in the near future, okay, this is in reverse. We have 9 of Pentacles. And so there's this shows me right here that in the near future, they are going to make that change. Okay, they're going to figure out, because there's that will, right? They're going to find a way. This, to me, is confirmation that that change is going to happen. They may leave their marriage. They may leave their job. They may relocate to a completely different location. They may relocate far away from you, or they may suddenly relocate very, very close to you. It could go either way, honestly. But don't fret or fear depending on which way it goes, because if they do move further away from you, know that it's part of the journey and it's happening as it's meant to. You got to have faith, Divine Feminine, that this journey is manifesting for both of you as it's meant to. Okay, that's the hardest part for the Divine Feminine, is to have faith, especially when things in a 3D level don't seem like they're going the way that our minds or our egos would like for them to. But that's our part of the journey that we have to focus on, is having faith and being receptive to that divine energy, that divine love that is guiding us through this journey, and knowing that it's happening for our highest good, even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment. But yeah, they are going to make a move. Somehow their life is going to very abruptly change on a fairly dramatic level. Okay, so just be aware that that could create some like ripples, that could create some fear in you. Okay, but don't let it. Okay, trust that this journey is happening for you as it's meant to, and that your divine masculine is being guided through this process just like you are, by that higher self, that soul, that place that you're both connected, where you're not separate. All right, so both of these are in reverse. We have the Chariot, and we also have 7 of Swords. So 7 of Swords in reverse and the Chariot. Let's kind of look and see what is the energy here, because this is toward the karmic situation, and this is after the big move, the big change has kind of taken place. Of course, there's always a blend. Okay, so there's no hard stops. It's always a blending of energy from moment to moment. And because past, present, and future are kind of always in the now moment, right? But again, that's, some of the stuff that we talk about in our group calls and in our one-on-ones. So I would strongly urge, if you have a lot of questions about that stuff and how it affects your journey and would like some help along the way, we would be very happy to do that. All that information is in our description box below, and we would be honored to have the opportunity to meet with you. Okay, so there's a feeling of, actually, a strong feeling of making amends with their past, making amends with what has happened. So the big change or the big breakup or the big move has happened, and as a result, it's giving them some peace. And so whatever conflict and chaos was taking place over here, because of this change, is actually causing your divine masculine to kind of let go of some of that crappy old energy. And maybe their relationships or kind of feelings toward things that have happened is shifting and changing to something that is more beneficial, right? They're able to forgive now. Maybe they're able to forgive themselves first and then kind of move into a place of being able to forgive others. There's still, though, so your divine masculine is so caught up in duality. It's interesting because there's kind of conflicting energies, which is okay because, this is a reconciliation of opposites, right? So this duality is really going to show up a lot in your divine masculine's life in order to kind of shake them and wake them up. And so there's still a feeling along with that positive aspect of things that is making your divine masculine feel like, should I, I guess they're feeling a little out of touch with direction or reality. I guess it's a discombobulation. That's the perfect word for the feeling that I'm stuttering over right now. It's hard to pinpoint that energy because it's very scattered and kind of all over the place. And so I would say that discombobulated because of all these changes and everything that's taking place on the physical realm, on the mental plane, and in the spiritual realm. There's a feeling of weightlessness or like a detachment that is taking place. This is actually probably a really good sign for your divine masculine. Not probably, I would say that it is a good sign, even though it may look confusing as we're watching from the outside what's going on with them. They may seem like they're all over the place and indecisive and confused and moody as heck. But the fact that all this is happening and that chaos, that feminine energy, right, is like kind of breaking down all these things in your divine masculine's life that's causing them to have to reshape and reform perspective. And so the changes are huge. The energy behind this is really, really, really just a strong transformative energy, and it is coming 100% as a result of them being on this journey. It's almost like a dark night of the soul. It is a breakdown of everything they thought they knew and understood and loved and cared for or hated and didn't hate. All of those bonds are being broken, and there's a depression as well as a hope that is as a result of that. So be patient right now with your divine masculine. They are going through a lot in their life. All right. So the energy of these two cards here, this is toward you. Their energy is still going to be very scattered for a period of time because of all of the things that they're going through. They do not want to hurt you in the process of all of this. So they may, for a period of time, feel that they need to keep their distance. But don't take it personally. This is nothing to do with you and everything to do with the changes that are taking place within them. They are seeing that they have a lot of problems, a lot of unresolved issues that need to be addressed and worked on, but they actually have a feeling toward you that you are kind of that light behind why all these changes have happened. They're going to have a deeper understanding that you are a catalyst for them, for change. Or you could even say a conduit for change for them. That that shared energy between the two of you catapulted them into making different decisions, seeing things from a different perspective, opening themselves up to some self-reflection, and actually feeling like maybe they deserve something better than what they've been subjecting themselves to along the way. You're an inspiration for them to do better and to be better. You've always seen divine feminine, them from that highest version of themselves. There's an unconditional love with our twin flames where we see them not for where they're at or who they can be. We just see them for what they already are, which is already worthy of love, you know, already a beautiful being standing before us. And we feel that, you know. Maybe we wrestle with some of that in our own minds, but, you know, because of some of the actions that they take. But there's a feeling, again, this is about the energy. And there's an energy there of you already know their value and their worth. You already know they don't need to become anything. They already are that. And you are that for them as well. But it does cause serious self-reflection. That is the point of the journey itself when you meet your twin flame, is to self-reflect and go within and to know thyself and to ascend. Okay, and then you become what you already are and have always been meant to be without distraction, that very best and highest version of the self. It's your birthright. And you've activated that within them, and that they're going to have a deeper appreciation and understanding for that at this point. They really hold you in a reverence, divine feminine. Even if their actions don't always kind of seem to correspond with that, they absolutely do hold you in a reverence. All right, I'm going to use my Oracle of Ascendance today and get you guys an Oracle card here. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe on the video. It really helps us a lot with our algorithms and gives us the opportunity to reach as many twin flames as we possibly can, to give them an uplifting and inspiring message on their journey, and to just, you know, we need each other, right? We all need each other. This is a journey of self-growth, and we are all kind of helping lead each other back to the center point, the 0 point. All right. It's an inner journey, but we are all reflections in each other's journey, right? Reflections of self. I am you, you are me. And the pentagram came up today. So let's take a look here and see what this means. All right. One of the most well-known of the star symbols, the pentagram, is the 5-pointed star, each point representing or governing a different realm of existence. In Wicca, each of these 5 points of the pentagram represents one of the 5 cardinal elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. You are made of all of these things. I'm just going to throw that in there. That's my own thing. But you are made of all of these things. You are made of earth, fire, water, air, and spirit, that 5th element, okay? The pentagram is used both in Wicca and in high magic for summoning, invoking, and banishing, typically in regard to the elements. It is also the geometric symbol of man. You, if you've noticed, this is the head, the arms, and the legs. This is the body. When it appears in your cards, you are asked to immerse yourself in spiritually healing activities to help soothe and re-energize yourself. Have you given balance, attention to all aspects of your life? If not, which parts require your attention and nurturing? Use the energies of this symbol to bring balance to yourself. The energies of the pentagram are asking you to banish and accept your situation, or banish an aspect of your situation, particularly with regard to your health and well-being. If something does not serve your health, you are asked to let it go. There's such a connection that we have to everything in this world, and everything follows these universal laws, this cosmic blueprint. And when we really delve deeper and start to recognize the depth and meaning of as above, so below, or as within, so without, we realize that we exist within the universe, but it's really the universe that exists within us. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? It's all just one thing. It's that reconciliation of what seems to be opposites, getting us back to the 0 point, the center point, and that truth. You've got to collapse duality. And that is what your twin flame journey is all about, is collapsing duality. I mean, when you think about it, your twin flame is that dualistic aspect in physical form, right? There's not really two of you, there's one of you. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and we really appreciate your support with the channel. Thank you. We love you guys. Take care. Bye.